What is up, squad? TITOBODS here, and we are here again for another TITOBODS wisdom. But today we're going to get those wisdom from our devs because they're releasing the announcement regarding the Season 7 heroes. They're also giving us a bit much more information than that because they also have released for us supercores their recommendation, their explanation and details of everything that is going to happen, especially this coming week. And you know me, we're going to be the first one to actually leak this video out because I want you guys to be the first one also to get this information. And if you are interested in this kind of content and you are new to the channel, please don't forget to give us a like first, especially those squad members already is a regular or casual viewers of our channel. And for you guys who are new and haven't yet subscribed, please do so because it's going to really help our channel out. Before we continue with the video, I want to thank our most recent part of the squads, and I just want to thank you guys for being part of our squad and supporting us to this level, and hopefully you are getting the best out of this one. And another one before that, if you are watching this one and you haven't yet gotten the heroes for season 6, this is the last time to actually get them. So right now we have on our legendary admin the heroes that are from season 6, which is your Arslan, your DJG, your CPO, and Zhao Yan. So you can now get them here in your legendary admin for the last time before the new heroes takes their place, and also you're going to have to wait again to get this hero. So jump in the legendary advent now, and maybe you want to get these heroes available here. And now, introducing the new heroes for season 7. We have here on your first tile, we have Eleonor of Aquitaine, and the second one we have Pyrrhus, and the third one we have Confucius, the fourth is Roland, and the fifth is St. Louis. So these are the new heroes for season 7. The MGE hero, if you haven't yet heard of, is Confucius, the one in the middle. And if you haven't yet checked out our videos, I'm going to leave a link in the description for each individual hero's introduction, my tips, my suggestions for the lineups, my recommendations for the rings, and everything you need to know regarding this hero. And this video is all about additional information about this one coming from the devs themselves. So let's continue now with the video. So they have released this officially just today. We have here coverage, which is going to be from era 1 to era 92. So legendary advent starting April 29th, and I think April 29th is at Wednesday, and a new round of heroes will be released. We have Pyrrhus, we have St. Louis, we have Roland, and Eleonor of Aquitaine will be available for recruitment. It means that it's like the season 6 heroes right now in the advent. They are going to release this simultaneously for the very first advent, and also all heroes will continue to be available weekly thereafter, allowing you to choose your preferred hero for development. Oh, I think if I hear this right, they're going to allow us to have these 4 heroes in the advent every time. That's how I understand what they are saying here. So I think it's an era wherein we are finished with the 2 heroes per advent, and they're actually giving us 4 heroes per advent every single time. I think that's what they said on this statement, but I can be proven wrong in the coming weeks, so let's just check it out. We have here the mightiest governor, which is Confucius, as I've said, will be introduced in April 27th event, which is Monday. And that's actually going to be the first MGE. So free-to-play player, low spenders, mid spenders. Especially, I know that there's going to be top 50, but for me, if you think that you can participate here, make sure first that you calculated your points on how this will work. Second off is if other is going to be like new rewards for the top 50, and the top 50 will get 10 pieces to release or to unlock the new hero Confucius. I think you should first is to think of like maybe getting to know first how much points you can actually get, and maybe have a feel for the first 2-3 days, especially wherein you don't really need to use the speed ups yet, but the second day you kind of need that one. But anyway, if you think that you can take on the MGE, you have to really feel it first. Okay, for me, I'm going to start maybe second MGE or third MGE, so I'm still saving up. Right now. But anyway, that's my just my recommendation or suggestion for you guys, so that you can have a little bit of edge, because the first MGE is always going to be the hardest, because most of the players, especially the Krakens, whales, and every spender on the server is going to be competing for that one, especially now that we are just at the end phase of the events for the 6 months or half-year anniversary of the game. I think a lot of players have purchased speed ups and everything that they need for the MGE. So I think the first and second will be the toughest MGE for you guys. So for me, I'm going to skip one or first or second MGE and then have a feel for it first, and then count some, have calculations for my resources first. And then additionally, starting April 29th, Wednesday, Mehmed, Mansa Musa, Charlemagne, and Saladin will also be added to the Heroic Expedition. Welcome to Season 3 of the Heroic Expedition, because Mehmed, Mansa Musa, Charlemagne, and Saladin will join the ranks of your Heroic Expedition. Now, we will also be launching a 5-day legendary conscription. Okay, so as I've said, there's going to always be a conscription every time the season is restarting. So we have here the comeback event, bringing back heroes, including Cyrus. Okay, Cyrus, players, free-to-play, low spenders who haven't really finished up Cyrus, and really I'm using him just 3-star. I think this is the time you can get him to 5-star if you have the Empire coins. Now we also have Timur, Belisarius. I think that I have a huge chance to actually get some of these heroes. Okay, we have here Belisarius, Lagertha, Vlad. Special players who doesn't have Vlad can open up Vlad now, especially as I've said on our previous video, there is actually just a little bit of advantage when it comes to Vlad plus Roland in Cyrus than Mansa Musa plus Roland in Cyrus. And this is coming from a Barbarossa main user, and that I think that will say a lot, because I skipped Vlad. I didn't use Vlad because I find Barbarossa better on my test on the fields and everything. But my final thoughts about Vlad and Roland is yet to be revealed until I test it out in a real scenario, in the real fights. What I have given you on the videos is the result, of course, of our 5 days test. You can attest to this, especially players who have been watching my live stream for 5 days. I've been streaming non-stop for about around 8 to 12 hours a day and doing just fighting. The Pioneer test sometimes is quite different when it comes to really knowing the worth of the hero. The actual final conclusion, I think, should be when you actually have the hero in the real scenario in the field. So we also have Zhuge Liang. So he is actually a good hero. If you missed out on him, this is the chance to actually get him, especially if you didn't get the bundles wherein you can get the heroes from season 1 to season 6 available in there. I think this is one way to actually get them, especially free-to-play players, because I know you didn't spend a dime in the game. We also have Robin Hood, Otto, DJG or Dejangyan, Arslan, CP Africanus, and Zhao Yan. We also have here the hero Napoleon. Okay, so a lot of players have been looking out for Napoleon, baby, and I think here they said Napoleon will make a limited time comeback in the Napoleon medal pack, which is starting April 29 to May 11. That is around, like, let's say 13-day-ish, so 2 weeks, I think. And oh my god, that is pretty awesome, Napoleon, bro. I am going to get those medals, I think. But yeah, if it's going to be available and I think we can max him out, maybe I can start an era. Maybe this is the era wherein you can actually, no pun intended, wherein you can actually use an archer. Because I think SL is going to be really something else. And Napoleon, of course, is going to be something else also. We have also here the Hero Reset event will reopen. We have another Hero Reset on April 29. The event lasts for 14 days and the rules remain unchanged. What the hell? We're going to get another Hero Reset event. They said it will reopen in April 29. So we have right now a Hero Reset, 3 Hero Resets, and then they will reopen it on April 29. Oh my god, you're kidding me, man. You're kidding me, man. This is, I think, the first time this happened. I don't know, but I can't remember a time wherein we still have a Hero Reset right now. We still have a Hero Reset right now going on, and it's going to be running for 3 more days. So if they're going to reopen it, we have another 3 hero resets coming in April. I think it's going to be good, especially the low spenders and free-to-play players are going to be happy with it. Why? Because they have maybe invested on some of the heroes, especially on the levels. It's really hard sometimes, to get the levels up, especially 150 and above or 140 and above. It kinda eats up all your tomes. And there are heroes that, sometimes you don't really use, and you need those resources from those heroes back. So I think this is a neat way to start off the Season 7 heroes. And here are the new recommendations from our devs. And first up, we have, I think this is a mistake here because we don't have Gilgamesh. So I think this is Cyrus or Roland. So I think this is not this is Gilgamesh. Okay, so they have this suggestion or recommendation for the hero, same as from what we have on the Pioneer servers test results. We have here Cyrus the Great with, well, this is not my build, but anyway, we also have Vlad for Deadly Dragonthorn, Whirlwind Sweep. Again, that's not my build. Also, we have here Roland with Golden Odyssey and Knight's Anthem. Now we're talking. Okay, for the rings, you all know from our previous video about Roland, which is, I'm going to leave a link in the description, that this is one of our recommendations for the rings. The only thing that I told you you can actually interchange is the Tranquil Water. You can either go for the Judgment, Tranquil Water, or Budget Meal, which is the Ring of Falcon. So those are the rings. The Celestial Spark also, you can actually also change this one. But anyway, this is the build. Still, the Whirlwind Sweep for me, I'm not sure about that one. But this is what's best about your Roland. He is like a mix of Mansa Musa and Freddy at the same time. That's how I actually see him. He is a mix of Mansa Musa and Freddy, but he is not like Mansa Musa-esque with a passive skill damage. No, he is like a Freddy in a way that he has this boosted heals plus damage reduction, which makes him a very, very tanky hero, and I really would recommend having him 100%. You should have him as part of your march. Okay, we have here also the duel and cavalry. Now this is actually a thing we tested in the test server though, but I think I never did mention in my video about Eleonor of Aquitaine that you can actually also do this. And let's see what they have here in store for us. So the lineup centers around commander skill activation. The only problem with this one is the skills of Eleonor actually do boost damage of the commander's damage or commander's skill damage. Although she also has skills for the signature skill of the hero, but the problem is that there is like 15% damage extra on the first and 30% damage extra on the second for the commander skill, wherein your Elcid actually lacks. He doesn't have any type of damage on his commander skill. That's actually what I've been saying also on the live stream, that I don't know if it will work or something like that, but anyway, let's move on here. Elcid's commander skill applies a slowdown status to the targets, while his signature skill deals extra damage to the enemies in a slowdown state. That's true. It can also be triggered from your entanglement adornment, which is also well, you can actually use your Elcid as a secondary, they say, but I haven't really tested it out. But also here, enabling burst damage after commander skill activation. Okay, now Eleonor of Aquitaine continuously recovers your troops rage, which is, I think, much better than Saladin, accelerating commander skill activation and improving slowdown coverage while providing damage reduction for the troop. That is true. In a way, the truth is that she can actually do the rage for the for Elcid, but as I've been saying, the problem with this one is there is a skill here or a skill bonus that's going to actually be sacrificed. But anyway, they also said here Robin Hood increases damage after Elcid activates his signature skill. Now the problem I have here is I don't like the Producted Battle on Robin Hood. I think there is a skill that I kind of forget what skill it is that I think will do this march will give this march a better fighting chance than Producted Battle. I know it's going to be tanky, but where is your damage really coming from? From Elcid's commander's signature skill? It's going to be really a 50-50 there if you're going to just depend on that one. But I have a skill on this one. Since else it really doesn't have that much damage, I think the best way to go is either double attack plus the weak spot. But anyway, we have here Cycle and Swordsman with Pyrrhus. We did tested this out, Pyrrhus, and about the Azure Moon Ring, yeah, it's okay, I think. The Azure Moon Ring is okay. The Lofty Mountain too, especially with the damage on the Lofty Mountain, then sustainability and health. And the Skyward Knight is pretty cool also. And I know that you guys know already. For those of you guys who have been watching my video about Pyrrhus and also Confucius, you might have seen this lineup that they are showing right now here, that I have shown in our videos. And the only thing that I would change here is actually the conflagration, but I think it will still be a very good addition here, since you have already Confucius doing the work on the healing and defensive side of things. Now, their description here is actually Pyrrhus's signature skill has a chance to activate again after use, and then creating a cyclical trigger effect that serves as a primary damage method. Now, Charlemagne can trigger Pyrrhus's signature skill during his turn, synergizing perfectly with Pyrrhus's skills mechanics. Confucius continuously recovers units for troop and can trigger Pyrrhus's signature skill. Through the additional trigger effects from Confucius and Charlemagne, Pyrrhus can activate his signature skill outside his own turn with chances for cyclical activations, dealing massive damage. This troop is extremely powerful in rallies. That is true. Now, I would rather have me here the Ring of Serpent to actually have way better damage, because for me, this march with the Serpent, especially if it's like at level 30 or higher, is going to make the skills of Pyrrhus a little bit better. And for me also, as I've said on my previous video, Confucius here takes a little bit of time in order for you to actually get there on the activations and also the stacks. So Skyward Knight, I don't think you really need the Skyward Knight anymore, but the Lofty Mountain can be here. And then for me, just add in either let's say Judgment Ring, or the best one for me and will never go out of meta is actually the Ring of Tranquil Water. So that will negate the first instance of the fight's damages from your opponent, so you really need that one here. And maybe punch in some two resistance adornments that will really help this one out. That's for sure. Now, that will actually cover up the weakness of this march. But yeah, in the rallies, as they've said, this is going to be extremely powerful in the rallies. And I believe that statement, because as I've said, Pyrrhus and Confucius needs to really needs time to stack their skills. And with Pyrrhus's extra 10% extra damage during rallies, I think this is going to be a very, very explosive lineup in the rallies. Because in the rallies, your activations will not reset anymore because you are continuously being attacked. Okay, that's the best thing about rallies. That is why in the rallies though, you don't need your Tranquil Water because it's 18 seconds. Also for me, I think now the Lofty Mountain though is okay because the first instance of the fight you will have defense for 18 seconds. After 18 seconds you will have now offense. That is actually good. Wherein on that offense, on that window wherein your offense is open from the Lofty Mountain, that's where your Confucius is going to be really strong because his stacks for sure is activated during those times. And when your Confucius stacks is activated during those times, if you have seen the video, you actually will be super tanky, and then with the heals piling up, you will really have a good time during the run. As a continuation, this is actually what I was telling you guys about, especially on my previous video, which is I just uploaded a few hours ago. This march is what they call the Holy Blessing and Swordsman. They both actually are recommending this for both archers and swordsmen, which is I think the best way to actually do it, because it's true that this is actually a good march for both the classes. Now, the only thing I don't know about this one is the High Spirit here. The High Spirit, I'm not really sure about. So we still have way better. We have the other skill here, I think. That Strategy Master's Gift, I think. is actually a little bit better here. Azure Moon Ring, yes, I favor this one also. And for extra damage, you really need a little bit of extra damage for this one. We also have here Confucius, still the same skills and then the same build. And then Zhuge Liang, which has Borrowing of the East Wind and then War Tactics. Now another thing here is you maybe are going to ask, Peaceful Haven is or should be also on Zhuge Liang. Okay, now the thing is, Peaceful Haven doesn't stack. We have confirmed this already because TJ also was curious about it, because I have a different idea at first from this one, but I also wanted to confirm this one. And we have proven, and also we have confirmed that your Peaceful Haven doesn't stack even with multiple heroes, unlike your other skills. Wherein the Odyssey from your Roland stacks 100%. That was confirmed through data and confirmed via the devs' help. So if you have any other questions regarding Ramesses, I would be happy to answer them in the comments. So leave your comments down below. Now we have here the debuffs and archers of St. Louis. Now, is this good? I think I have already mentioned that also on the video of St. Louis. So if you haven't really watched the videos regarding my commentary, opinions, suggestions on the heroes, check out the description below for the links later after this video is finished. Now, as I've said, St. Louis is actually a good hero in the field, not in the rally, okay? In the field, because of his commander skill. Now, as you can see, even the game is recommending for St. Louis to be the primary commander, even though Suleiman also has the same exact MO for his skill, because Suleiman's skill actually just focuses on a hero. But on St. Louis, his commander skill focuses or does deal damage to 3 heroes plus incapacitation to those 3 heroes also. And the activation chances of those for each heroes is actually triggered independently. It means that sometimes one of the 3 heroes will not have the incapacitation state, and sometimes they will all have the incapacitation state. From the tactician archers, which actually proven this as the second to the one with Charlemagne. With St. Louis, Charlemagne, Confucius, it's actually, I think, the first one, I think, on my opinion, or if not, it's the St. Louis with Confucius and Zhuge Liang. That's what I think. But this is the second march. And for me, Azure Moon is way better on your Suleiman here than your St. Louis. Why? Because your Suleiman can have a chance based on, I think, the skip Nomi. Of the Flash of Inspiration, wherein it has a chance to skip Azure Moon's charging state, wherein those 3 seconds are really very important, especially in the fights. So your St. Louis can actually get the Lofty Mountain here, as they suggest, but I think there is a better ring here, which is your ring of Everflame Wing Rings. Even though you have, as I've said, an option to get a Adornment, wherein you can get a chance to have a Silence, to have an incapacitation, and to have your burn effect. So you have multiple ways to actually punish your opponent through controlled effects. Another thing that I want you guys to know is, as I've said on my previous video, is that St. Louis commander skill is pretty much, I think, a game changer, especially if it's done right. May it be here on the archers or the pikemen, because sometimes those incapacitations with 3 seconds of not being able to attack or damage the opponent is actually going to key for a lot of players. But anyway, as I've said, we were using Everflame Wing Rings there, so we didn't use the conflagration anymore, but rather gave your St. Louis more damage output. But anyway, this will also work as long as I've said Azure Moon is on Suleiman. Maybe Lofty Mountain would be on your St. Louis, and then maybe tanky item here on your Confucius, because we all know archers are going to always be targeted by cavalry units, and not having a tanky ring here. Now here, this is a recommendation, as you can see, for high power governors. It means that can be used by whales or dragon, because for this lineup to actually work, you need a lot of investments. Like for example, the rings, especially the Regent Guardian rings. The Regent Guardian ring is actually a little bit trashy. That's what I'm going to call it. It's actually like, but it's going to be that for maybe until level 10, but once it's level 20 and above, I think that's where the worth of the Regent Guardian ring really kicks in. And also, as I said, the Tranquil Water is actually the best one you can get. And then Azure Moon ring here again in St. Louis. I think the Raging Thunder, but the difference with Azure Moon ring's damage versus the Raging ring is a lot. Like your Azure Moon Rings at max can deal like 480% of strategy damage, wherein your Raging Thunder, I think, will only work at around 200 something damage. So there's like 200 damage difference between Azure Moon and also your Raging Thunder. So yeah. Now this is where I don't think the ultimate strategy will work, but it worked when we tested it, and also with the strategy master skip also worked on this march here. And also the builds for your Belisarius is what we have. Maybe you are confused why we have double attack here plus Radiant Guardian, but the thing here is that your Belisarius continuously doing damage actually really helps this lineup. As I've said, St. Louis actually works his magic in a march wherein he can actually get your opponents to maybe 80% and then 50%. That is where your St. Louis march will thrive. Other than, of course, your commander skill being used for support purposes. So that is actually one of the things that will help this march. And as I've said on Elizabeth, never change the Tudor rows and Crushing Impact. So Crushing Impact here will really work. I have a hybrid build of this one. You need to check out our members only clip wherein Belisarius is actually the main hero on the thumbnail, and you can just switch Belisarius with St. Louis and it will work just as fine. Now we have the Triumphant Return and Archers of Napoleon. We have Napoleon, Eleonor, and Eleonor of Aquitaine, and Saladin. Now I don't know about the weak spot attack of Saladin here, but Roar of Victory for me for both Eleonor and Saladin works well in this one. As I've said on my previous video about Eleonor of Aquitaine, if you're going to check that out, I have given my best commentary, suggestion, and recommendations for that, and explanation on how this march works. Because this is what I call the Rage build. Because this is continuously going to give your Napoleon the ability to use his commander skill. Now, you will be surprised how quick you will get to the first activation of the commander skill of Napoleon, and then after that, just a few seconds, you're going to activate it again. It's like continuously doing the commander skill, and actually that's going to be one of your best sources of damage, including also your Eagle Artillery in here. That's why your strategy master skill is very, very important. And I think the Azure Moon Rings here is pretty cool because it really works with this march. I think I have also mentioned that in the video. Now Skyward Knight here kind of works well, but I don't think you need this really, because there is, I think, a skill, if not Eleonor, is Napoleon, where in the skill, after their commander skill finished, they have a chance to activate their signature skill right away. That is actually, I think, I kind of remembered from this build. So yeah, I think if you really want to know more about this march, I think you want to check out our video about that one, and also the other heroes. I'm going to leave all the links for the 5 heroes, or for the 5 new Season 7 heroes, in the description so that you can check them out for yourself. So now that you have seen our update or our announcement for today, what do you guys think about their recommendations of the heroes, recommendations of the rings, and are you excited to get your heroes that's going to be part of your marches? And if you do have a hero in mind that you want to get right off the bat, please let me know in the comments. And if you have questions regarding those heroes, please don't be shy. Hopefully, you guys help out our channel because we have reached 4,000 subscribers already, and we are now gunning for the 5K. Hopefully, before the end of this year, we get the 5K, and with your help, we can accelerate the process. And also, another one that can accelerate the process is liking this video. And if you're new to the channel, you like this kind of content, and you find some of our contents really useful to you guys, please don't forget to give us love by subscribing. It will really help the channel out and will give me more inspiration to actually do more videos for you guys. And also don't forget to ring the bell so you will always be notified since we have a new video like this one just for you guys. And as always, squad, have a great day to everyone. This is your TITOBODS, and I will see you in the next one. And hey, click on this video right here for more awesome TITOBODS content. Thanks for watching, you guys, and TITOBODS out.